While everybody's over here arguing about interest rates, the smart money is quietly positioning themselves in Vegas. Here's what they know that you don't. Remember, G's move in silence like lasagna, baby. My name is Chris Cash Jalem, Las Vegas Realtor, creator and founder of VegasLife Media. I've lived in Vegas for over 20 years. Before real estate, I was a radio personality. I was a VIP club host and a guy who watched from the inside how the city has evolved. I'm talking about the strip, the nightlife, the culture, and the hustle. Now, I'm a family man with a wife, 2 kids, building businesses that help people relocate, invest, and build ownership in the same city that showed me the game. When I talk about Las Vegas real estate, it's not from a distance. It's from experience. It's from relationships. And it's from 2 decades of watching this city grow block by block. This is your December 2025 Las Vegas market update powered by VegasLife Media. Numbers tell a story most people aren't reading correctly. The market's shifting, but not the way the headline chasers want you to believe. Here's what's actually happening in the Vegas market. We are actually normalizing. After years of chaos, after years of the pandemic boom, the rate spike, the inventory drought, Vegas is finding its equilibrium. It's still a seller's market with pockets of opportunity for buyers, but the smart buyers, right? Vegas isn't crashing, it's calibrating, it's adjusting. The advantage right now, it really depends on your zip code, it depends on your price point and your timeline. Let me go ahead and break down exactly where we are, the numbers in plain English, right? We're gonna talk about the medium home price. The medium home price for single family homes in Las Vegas sits at $485K. That's up from $470K in December. Year over year, we're up from $445K. That's a 9% annual increase. So think about that for a second, right? While the rest of the country argues about affordability, Vegas is still appreciating, not at that 20%, like we saw during the madness, but at a healthy, sustainable 5 to 9%, depending on what data you pull. The current for sale inventory stands at 6,817 homes, up 31% from December 2023. That's the big headline everyone's freaking out about. But here's the context. We're still 17% under pre-pandemic levels. So yes, there are more options than last year, but we're not drowning in inventory like '08. Not even close to that. More options does not mean market crash, right? Days on the market. Homes are selling in about 63 days on average, up from 46 days last year. What's the translation? The instant bidding wars is over. Buyers have time to breathe now. Sellers need to be more strategic. Mortgage rates. Here's where it gets interesting. We're gonna talk about the 30-year fixed mortgage rates. Those are sitting at around 6.2, 6.4% as of late November. Not the 3% dream rates we had, but not also the 7% plus nightmare rates that we saw earlier this year. We're in the middle, and honestly, Wells Fargo doesn't expect rates to drop below 6% through the end of 2025. So if you're waiting for a 4%, you might be waiting for a long time. Median price per square foot is $258, down slightly, but still elevated. For context, that's what makes Vegas competitive. You get more square footage for your dollar than California, than Seattle, or Phoenix in many cases. But let's go ahead and talk about the condos and townhomes. Median condo townhome price hit $293K. The attached home market is hot right now, especially for first-time buyers and investors. So what is actually driving the market right now? Let's go ahead and talk about the real forces shaping Vegas real estate right now. The migration from California. About 6,000 Los Angeles residents relocate to Las Vegas between April and June of 2024, 6,000 plus. And that trend is continuing. The Bay, San Diego, they're still the top feeders for the relocation to Las Vegas. Why? Because Vegas has no state income tax. We have more affordable housing compared to the coast. And honestly, people are just tired of California's cost of living. You get more for your buck here in Las Vegas, right? Clark County is adding about 115 residents per day. So by 2040, we're projected to hit 3 million people in the metro area. That's not a crash indicator, that's sustained demand. The studio boom. Here's something most people don't know yet. Maybe some of you do. Sony Pictures, Warner Brothers just announced plans for a $400 million studio facility in Summerlin. This isn't just about entertainment, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than entertainment. It's expected to create tens of thousands of new jobs and have an economic impact of more than $3 billion. When Hollywood moves to Vegas, guess what? Real estate is gonna follow, period. Point blank, period. Major studios equal major demand. It just makes sense to me. Investors currently account for roughly 23% of all home sales in the area. That includes hedge funds, institutional buyers, and individual investors. The big institutional buying has slowed compared to 2021, 2022, but they're not selling. You know what they're doing? They're holding. They're holding properties as rentals, which keeps inventory tight and prices stable. Home building permits increased 23% year to date through November, way ahead of the 8% national average. Builders are still bullish on Vegas. They see what's coming, more people, more jobs, more demand, so they're just gonna keep on building as they should. All right, neighborhood breakdown. We're gonna break down the neighborhoods for y'all. Let me go ahead and give you a quick read on where to focus right now. Summerlin is still the gold standard for master planned living. Prices are elevated, but this is where families with budgets are competing. New construction here moves extremely fast. If you want Summerlin, get pre-approved and ready to act fast. Henderson is growing like crazy. One thing I like about Henderson is it's got strong schools, good infrastructure, and solid appreciation. North Las Vegas. This is where first-time buyers and investors should be looking. More affordable entry points, strong rental demand, and it's finally getting the infrastructure upgrades it needed. High-rise condos, we're talking about downtown and near the strip, hot market for investors and relocators who want that urban lifestyle. These move fast and often have strong rental income potential. If you're buying right now, here's your strategy. Number one, stop waiting for the perfect rate. 6.2 isn't that bad. Historically, it's still reasonable, and here's the thing, you can always refinance later, but you can't buy the right house twice, right? Date the rate, marry that house. Number two, negotiate seller concessions. With more inventory and longer days on the market, sellers are more willing to help with closing costs, rate buy downs, or repairs. This is your leverage. Go ahead and use it. Take advantage. Number three, look at new construction. Builders are offering tons of incentives, rate buy downs, closing cost credits, free upgrades. So if you're flexible on location, you can get a brand new home for less than a comparable resale. All right. Number four, get clear on your why. This is important. Are you relocating for work? Are you buying for cash flow? You building equity. Your strategy changes everything. If you're investing, run the numbers. If you're buying for your forever home, focus on the neighborhood and the lifestyle first, okay? Five, don't skip the inspection, even on new builds. Trust me on this. Make sure you get that inspection, very important. So if you're thinking about selling, here's what you need to know. Number one, pricing is absolutely everything. The days of overpricing and still getting offers, that's over. The median sale to list price ratio is 0.99, meaning most homes are selling at or just below asking. So that means you gotta price it right from day one. Number two, presentation, perception. Presentation matters more now. Buyers have options now. Your home needs to stand out. Professional photos, staging, clean curb appeal. This isn't optional anymore. And number three, leverage content and storytelling. This is where VegasLife Media steps in. We give sellers an edge. We don't just list homes, we create content that tells the story of the lifestyle. We do video tours, social media campaigns, targeted ads. That's how you capture buyers scrolling on their phone. Content is what sells homes now. Be ready to negotiate. Multiple offers aren't guaranteed anymore. Be prepared for inspection requests, appraisal gaps, buyer concessions. You know, a good agent will help you navigate this without leaving money on the table. And number 5, timing. You know what I mean? Timing still matters. If you can, list early spring. That's still the strongest time, but honestly, good homes in good condition sell year-round in Las Vegas. Next 30 to 90 days, here's what I'm watching through Q1 2026. Inventory will continue to climb slightly. You got the seasonal pattern. Rates will likely hold between 6 to 6.5%. Prices will still stay relatively flat or inch up maybe 1 to 2%. Investor activity will pick up as people look for cash flow in a higher rate environment. But here's the wild card, the Warner Brothers Sony studio legislation. If that passes and breaks ground, you're gonna see a surge in Summerlin and the surrounding areas. Jobs equal housing demand all the time, every single time. I really don't predict crashes. I don't predict explosions. I predict Vegas continuing to do what it does best: grow, adapt, and reward people who take action over those who wait. So whether you're relocating from California, or you're looking to invest, or finally ready to stop renting and build equity, now is not the time to sit on the sidelines. Book your Vegas strategy session at LasVegasIsForSale.com. Go ahead and get my free Las Vegas relocation and home buying guide. The link is in the description. And DM me home on Instagram, and I'll build you a custom search with off-market opportunities you won't find on Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, any of those. I help relocation buyers. I help sellers and investors every single day. You don't need to figure this out on your Las Vegas is for sale. My name is Chris Cash. And in Vegas, you don't wait for luck, you position yourself for it. Las Vegas is for sale. I'll see you on the next one. Tap in. Let's go.